Hello everyone, Randy here, and today I'm going to be showing you the new router I got to install on my system here. You folks may recall me saying, I think it was back around Thanksgiving time, about a month ago actually, that my router went down and stopped working. That would be the Linksys EA9500 here. It suddenly quit working on me. The router actually works, but what happens is every time you plug the internet in, it changes its IP addresses all around and just, everything gets screwed up for some reason. Don't know what happened to it. Got in contact with customer support. They're like, well, you're out of warranty, so you're going to have to pay a bunch of money for us to look at it and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Or we can send you a new one. So I'm like, well, just send me a new one then, because I'm not willing to put money into this old one. It was a good router when it worked for the most part. But we got a new one here. And I didn't just get one new one, I actually got two new ones. Reason being is I currently run two routers. I've currently got my main router, which was this router here. Provides wireless and internet access. This was hooked up to the internet. And then I had a second router, also provides wireless access, as well as some network ports, etc. So basically just more of an access point slash switch. Now you may be thinking this is going to be a little bit overkill for a access point slash switch, but maybe. One advantage of this particular router is it actually has, does it show a picture? Yes, it does. It has 8 ports on it. Very nice. Most of your routers only have 4. So this one actually has 8 plus the internet port. So that is really nice. And then like I said, I'm going to be using this as an access point. I've already got this router set up here already. This is my main internet router. It's been set up for about a month now. Been working great. So finally going to get around to getting the second one set up here. And that is going to replace this one, which is my main wireless access point. Plus it provides internet ports for, basically I have this one downstairs and this one is upstairs. So let's get this open here. And this sucker is big, by the way, for those who have not seen these routers. I'm going to compare that to this. It's huge. And what is there, 6, 8 antennas on it, I believe, something like that. And one of the reasons I run two routers like this, I don't know if it's the house or what it is, but the router upstairs does not provide, it does provide wireless access, but very slow, poor quality wireless access to the basement. Whereas if I put it in the basement, then the upstairs doesn't have wireless access. So that's why I run two routers like this. And then like I said as well, it also gives me wired ports upstairs as well. So this basically kind of sits behind the, we'll call it the media center here, and it provides wired internet to all the media center devices, aka TV, Xbox, Blu-ray player. I think that's about all the devices up there. I know I got the devices maxed out. I actually need, it'd be nice if this router had, the old one had 5 ports, because I actually needed one more port. So that's going to solve this problem right here. As well as providing wireless access to upstairs. So there we go. The EA9500, and there's a power brick here with it. And cable, of course. And some documentation. It usually says like use first or run first. We're just going to chuck that away. We don't need any of that nonsense. And I'm going to go ahead and set this up, and I'll take you folks through how I'm going to set this particular router up, because I am setting it up as a second router. Like I said, I've got one of these already, and it is my internet router, which also provides wireless. This is simply going to be more of a network switch slash wireless access point. A little bit overkill, I know, but it's one device, kind of makes it easy that way. Okay, and after a couple moments waiting for it to boot up here, there's basically just a blue line that goes across here. It's now flashing, so I believe it is ready to be set up. So I've already got the cable plugged into my computer here. And one thing you want to make sure you do on the computer here, make sure you turn off any other internet connections, Wi-Fi connections, etc. So I have my Wi-Fi off at the moment. So the only connection it has is going to be through this port here. And we'll just plug this into number 1. I don't think it really matters which one we plug it into, to my knowledge, but we'll just go for number 1 there. And it should come up, hopefully. And if you know anything about Linksys routers, almost all of them, the default IP address is 192.168.1.1. So we'll just put that in there. And we're going to go for the manual configuration down here. This screen here will take you through the automatic configuration, which might be good if I was setting up my main router. But this is the second router. And like I said, it's just going to be configured as basically a network switch and a wireless access point. Not actually really a router. So manual configuration. Oh, I guess I got to accept that first, don't I? Okay. Then we'll go to the manual configuration. And I guess we'll wait. I think I actually did the manual configuration with my first one I set up as well. Yep, internet connection's down. That's because it doesn't have one. I don't think I had that with the first one I set up, because I did have that one obviously plugged into the internet, because that was my main router. And what this is going to do as well, in case my main router goes down, I have a second router. So it's serving multiple purposes here. Okay, so default password is admin. Pretty much, again, all Linksys routers. Don't worry, I will change that. So, yep, internet connection's down. That's fine. We want to go down to, I believe it's the connectivity tab here. It's got some wireless information. Again, I'm going to set these wireless, and I probably won't do it on camera, but I'm going to set these wireless names and passwords to exactly the same names and passwords on my main router. So basically what that means, this laptop, same password, same name, it can jump between routers depending on which one it's closest to, which one's getting the best signal. So again, router password, I will change that in a little bit here again off screen. Time, we'll set that to Eastern time. Automatically adjust for daylight savings. I don't know that it really matters. I always set it, but okay, internet settings. Automatic configuration, we'll just actually leave that. I don't think we need to change anything there because we don't have an internet connection. Local network. Here's the biggest thing we want to change on the local network here. So under the local network, we'll go back to it here a minute. Let me close this back out. Under connectivity, if you are connecting a second router, go to your local network, uncheck the DHCP server. We're just going to uncheck that. We do not want that. You really only want one router on your network serving as a DHCP server, at least in the home setting anyway. I can't think of a scenario where you'd want two routers serving as a DHCP server. So we're going to uncheck that. What that simply means, if this laptop connects to this router cannot do nothing with it. It has to send it to my main internet router. So it's going to send it to the other router for the DHCP server. And that DHCP server on the other router is going to send this laptop through this all the information it needs to connect to the internet. So we'll just hit apply there. This may take a few moments. And with that, folks, we're pretty much done. Like I said, I'm going to go through, I'm going to set up the wireless access there, and I'm going to set it identical to my main router. And I'll show you that, folks, here in a moment, my main router versus the second router. Okay, almost forgot to show you folks one very important thing with the configuration here. Hopefully you can see this. IP address for this router, 192.168.1.1. That is the same IP address as my main router. So you cannot have two devices with the same IP address on the same network. So we're simply going to change this to 192.168.1.2. The old one here is .3, so that should work out okay. And if I ever, for some reason, plug this one in, this should just be .3. I don't foresee a scenario plugging this one in. In fact, I'm probably going to get rid of this one when I'm done. But we're going to change this to .2. And hit apply. And yes, applying changes. Now keep in mind when we're logging in up here, now we're going to have to put in .2 instead of .1. So I probably won't even be able to get access back to it here. That's kind of like the last step I would say you should probably change on this router, is change the IP address to .2. Just make sure you do that before you plug it into your network. Otherwise you'll screw everything up. Well, you won't necessarily screw it up. You'll just have to make sure you unplug this one. And you might have to restart your other router to make sure it's happy. Yeah, router not found. Okay, actually, you know what? Don't bother retrying because it's never going to find it. to .2, push enter, and there we go, we're back in. So that should finish the configuration here, and now we're ready to go set this up and plug it in and hopefully have better Wi-Fi access. Oh, and just a quick comment here too as to why am I upgrading this router. This is a wireless N router. This is a wireless AC router, so basically gigabit wireless. So significantly faster than this, also significantly bigger I would add, and hopefully it'll have much better signal strength as well. Like I said, I don't know what it is with this house, but signal strength in this house, getting wireless access really, really sucks. So hopefully that will help with that. Okay, so we're behind the TV here. I got the power plugged in. Got it turned on. It is still booting up yet. You can see that blue line. And what we got here is 3 connections. This is the main one coming in. This is connected to my main router. And I'm just simply going to put that into one here. Hopefully I can do this while holding the camera. There we go. It should light up here in a moment. Yep. Connection established. And I don't know what these other ones go to. It doesn't really matter, so we're just going to plug them in. I think this one's the TV. And like I said, one of these is an Xbox, one of these is a Blu-ray player. So there we go. That should all be set up now. And of course, none of these are on, so that's why they're not lighting up. Internet, we're going to leave that one blank. Like I said, this has nothing to do with internet. It is simply a network switch and wireless access point. Okay, so we're down in the basement here where my main router is located. And this is the one that's taking the internet in, which is this red cord right here. That is actually plugged in. If I can get the camera down there to the internet port on the back there. And then I've simply got 2 connections out here. The one serves for the phone, and the other one is to my network switch under here. This is a Gigabyte Netgear switch, and that simply provides wired connections to all my other devices. Now I know this looks like a lot here, but not all. These are in use, so don't worry, it just looks like there's a lot here. There's only maybe, I think there's 12 connections here, and maybe 4 out of 5 are in use. I simply got all wires running everywhere. Basically what you folks will find out, it may take some extra time to run the wires like this, but once you have them run, you will never have an issue with them. Wireless access, you'll be pulling your teeth and hair out day and night working with that. Whereas with the wireless, or with the wired, once you got it set up, like I said, you're done. You don't have to worry about it again. And of course, like I said, some of this goes to other stuff as well. I don't remember offhand what all of this actually goes to again, but the yellow ones are other devices, non-computer related. And then, yeah, the blue ones here are computer related. The black one, I think this is the black one that heads up to the second router we just set up. And this one is probably the one coming from this router. Again, I don't have, actually, no, I can follow it here. Yep, that is the one going to this here. So, like I said, network switch under there, router sitting on top. So this is simply providing wireless access to the devices in the basement. And then the second router we just set up provides wireless access to the devices upstairs. I don't know what it is with this house, but while I can only be maybe 20 feet away from this router, I will get 1 bar of signal strength upstairs. Like I said, maybe 20 feet away, upstairs, and this router will not provide wireless access up there. So that's why I have 2 routers. So anyway, folks, with that, I think we'll wrap up this video here. Hope you folks rather enjoyed seeing my network set up there. Setting up the second router, and if you have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below.